junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad Punjab Express Dayavasi Station, Netaji Bhavan.
Welcome back to Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live. The 18th of April is a day that RCB clearly doesn't like playing on because 18 years ago they got all out for 82 and this time they've managed 95 in their 14 overs. 50 runs of those 95 were scored by Tim David. He really finished it off well once again for RCB. We're back with the party animals, Murali Kartik and Simon Doull. We've had a nice big meal for the birthday, the IPL's 18th birthday, but we expected much more from RCB, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. As I said in the comm box, though, I think just that little bit of damp nature on the surface, it meant that it wasn't as easy early on. Great points made in commentary, actually, just about, someone needed to hang in there. And Tim David's ability to do that at the back end, if there's 2 or 3 batters available to do that for the last 4 overs, maybe 5 overs, then, you might post 130, 140, and it might be a different story. But just a few rash shots, some very good bowling up front, and it's put them in that position. But, Tim David's given them a bit more of an opportunity if they bowl brilliantly.
Kartik, we'll have a look at that batting card because this is something we spoke about in our pre-match show as well, saying that someone needs to anchor that innings around. But clearly no one really put their hand up. One would have imagined that Rajat Patidar would do it. He got 23 of 18, but it was Tim David who got the runs for them.
Yeah, again, they've made the same mistakes what they had in their previous game at their home venue. Too many rash shots. Yes, this is a game where it is high octane, you are going to play some shots, but again, it's recognition of the surface you're playing on, what needs to be done, what is a pass score, and again, everybody went hell for leather from the get-go, so it didn't help at all. In fact, when you look at that scorecard, the funny thing is the highest partnership was the last wicket, which was 32, which is amazing, isn't it? When you look at it, it's with Hazelwood having done nothing, it's only been Tim David. So 32 runs. You look at the follow wickets, it's like constantly one after the other. Again, it's again a recognition. It's a simple thing. You can't be repeating your mistakes. Yes, you can make mistakes, but if you're constantly repeating them, then it's a big issue. And they've been doing that at home.
And you spoke about the fall of wickets. Simon, we have a look at it here. Just nothing, no partnerships whatsoever up until the last partnership, which was a big issue today.
Yeah, in trouble in the power play, 3 for 26 at the end of the power play. And then, as Kartik said, just wickets at regular intervals. No one was prepared to sit in and say, you know what, if we've got 4 wickets, 5 wickets in hand for the last 4, we've got Tim David, we could have a couple of other hitters. I mean, Krunal could have still been around, but no one was prepared to just look for the 1s and 2s. I know it's easier said than done. I take it that the modern day player wants to hit boundaries and, see the ball sailing out of the park. But the worst thing I hear all the time, and from most batters who fail, is that's the way I play. No, it's just absolute rubbish. The way you play is dictated by the situation of the game and the surface you're playing on.
Exactly.
That's how you play. You don't just go out there and use the excuse, well, that's how I play. Because it just doesn't wash with me, and it shouldn't wash with coaches.
Yeah, 100%. It's actually basically a cop-out when you think of it. And again, just think of it today. Is it a tendency or is it a modern trend to say, oh, I'm showing intent, irrespective of what's happening? If that doesn't happen, then it's as if you're seen in bad light.
Yeah.
That's something
is that
you
what
said
it
in
is?
the comm box,
Yeah.
right? You said that it's just modern day cricket where you want to be aggressive, whatever the score is. It's not that they want to play out the 14 overs. They want to show aggression.
Yeah, it's again, at the end of the day, we always talk about cricket smarts. Yes, this is the way we want to go. But the opposition is also there. If they bowl well, do we have plan B? If the pitch is not suiting that kind of, or that style of play, should we do something else? Plan C. So that we have something. At the end of the day, it's about winning. Whether you win with 70 runs, 90 runs, 130 runs, you need to figure out what is par or good enough for you to defend. And you need to get there first. You can't be thinking 200 and reach 70.
And intent is not only 4s and 6s. Intent is you're running between the wickets. Intent is looking for gaps, hitting the ball hard to the boundary riders, taking 2s. All those things to me are intent as well. Going out and smacking a 4 and a 6 is not the only way to show intent.
But is this a message from the management and coaches that need to go out, or the players are experienced enough to know that they need to adapt to conditions?
I mean, I look through that lineup and you've got, test matches, ODIs, you've got a lot of international experience in that lineup. So it's got to be the players themselves. The coach in these situations, in these tournaments, there's not a lot of coaching as such done. There is strategizing, there is, man management, but you generally, there'll be a team ethos and a way you want to play, but the coach is not out there with you, and they have to, as a player, assess what's going on early enough to say, the first guy back, Phil Salt, a little bit across the line, top edge, they could see the ball was moving a little bit from the dugout. The message should have been, guys, we're going to have to just play straight here. Going across the line, you're at risk here because it's just doing a little bit. So let's have a little think about that. And it just, again, I mean, look, we're talking about the game being gone at halfway. It's not necessarily like that. A guy like Hazelwood could exploit those type of conditions. Yashtial, Bhuvi, they can all exploit these conditions. It's not over. And as we saw in that Punjab game the other night, low scores can be defended. So let's not write them off. But from a batting point of view, they still should be disappointed.
But, it was an important toss to win, but we can't take the credit away from Punjab because every bowler chipped in. The conditions were helping them, but they did really well in the given conditions.
Oh, absolutely, yes. They started brilliantly. They didn't give anything. They bowled the kind of lengths. Imagine, think of Arshdeep Singh, bowled one ball further up. Then he realized that this is not the pitch to do that, and then immediately corrected that length. Catching was outstanding. They took some wonderful catches. And again, two guys in the middle, Marco Janssen and Yuzvendra Chahal, literally asphyxiated the opposition. I think that's what they did. And when you think of possibly one over from each bowler which went for runs, otherwise even Xavier Bartlett and Arshdeep Singh would have had some wonderful numbers. Think of Brar. Brar bowled beautifully. It's just that the final flourish had to come from Tim David. And again, coming back to what Simon said, imagine somebody like Tim David, he was there for a few balls and how he capitalized. Once you're in, then you know how to get yourself or set yourself, sink yourself to play shots. But you can't be playing. And initially, Phil Salt hit a 4, which is fine. And then the next 2 balls, it actually stopped on him and came. That immediately should have told him, I can't be playing certain types of shots. And again, you can't just say, this is how I play, this is what I can do, and this is how I'll go about it. Then you're actually not helping your team's cause.
But is this something that Punjab will take note of when they go out to bat? Bat straight, wait for the ball, don't be in a hurry, and it's 95 runs.
Well, they should do. The asking rate's not a lot, but they've got some high-quality bowlers up against them. And if Bangalore can find 2 or 3 wickets in the first 5-6 overs, then they're every chance as well. I mean, it's not easy. It's not an easy surface. I thought Chahal bowled beautifully. As you said, Janssen used that short ball well. There's no reason that Bengaluru haven't got the options to win the game. Punjab will have to take a close look at how they start. I don't know that the 2 guys at the top, Priyansh and Prabh Simran, are going to play a lot differently, but you would like to think there's some, Shreyas and some other players to follow that will have the smarts to just work it out fairly quickly.
You spoke about RCB getting those early wickets, and we know that they are getting those early wickets in the power play, because if we see their numbers throughout this tournament, 10 wickets, they've got an economy of 7.25, so they've been doing really well in the power play, and these conditions are going to help. Yeah,
absolutely, and they would actually get, if they get 4 of those wickets in this power play, they'll be super happy. Look, what they've done this year is, we've been talking about it, forget the fact that they only got 95, forget the fact that they've lost 2 other games at home. From the auction table, they've come up really nicely. You think of that game where the previous RCB would have given away 200 runs. They wouldn't have been able to defend 200 runs. They've got the kind of bowlers. Bhuvi, Yash has come leaps and bounds, having played at Bengaluru, played there and being retained by them. Obviously, Josh Hazelwood is bowling beautifully. Bhuvi is always going to bowl well. He's somebody who will always go under the radar. Krunal Pandya is a smart operator. Suyash, on a given day, he tries to give it a rip. So they've come off nicely from the auction table. So definitely, the numbers which you mentioned, they would want possibly 3 or 4 of those wickets today.
Well, we know that they like to be aggressive, both the Prabhsimran and Priyansh, but we know what RCB offers with the ball. So where are we going with our prediction score?
Very badly we are going with our prediction.
We were just 100
How far
runs off, yeah.
of the mark were we?
60 off in the first innings. So we've got a 4-over power play.
4-over power
That's what we're looking at.
Tricky.
Tricky, this one, isn't it? I mean, I think we're going to be in a similar area, but
I'm going 32.
that's exactly the number I had in my head.
You can go for it.
No.
You can go for it.
No. I'll leave it to him. I'll go. I'll back the two. I'll back the two boys at the top to go a little bit better and go 36.
Oh. 32, 36.
And I've gone at 8 runs and over.
Yeah.
First ball is a dot.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
but
go
don't
low
go
then.
by that. Phil Salt hit the first ball for 4.
I'm not going by that
Yeah.
at all. I was going to say 35, but we are too close to each other.
Why not?
Doesn't
It's just
matter.
a number.
Stick
What if
with
you
it.
hit the bullseye?
Yeah. Stick with
Okay,
it.
so I'll stick with 35 then. I don't like that you all are not showing too much confidence in my 35.
No,
but
which is we are in between the two of us.
We're right next door to you. So
Yeah.
how can we not show confidence?
We need a winner. We can't go losing this prediction game because we are totally off in the first innings. We'll wait and watch and see what happens. We'll give you all the updates. Thank you so much for watching Voltas Presents Cricbuzz Live.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೇ
Hyderabad Punjab Express Rajat Station Netaji Bhavan.